Hi, good evening, everybody. Okay, this is the 13th August, the day we've been waiting for. It has now come and almost going. So now there's an issue of counting of the votes. This is now 18 hours. People are counting the votes. Let's remember that our elections are polling station based, meaning that it's very hard to rig elections unless you don't have representation in the polling stations. So please guard the votes. They may try to bring violence so that you run away from the polling station. If you run away from the polling station, then they're going to rig. So whatever happens, stay at the polling stations. If you're told to leave the polling station, don't leave. And for you people also that have already voted, you now have a right to go by the windows and witness what it is that is going on there. And I always say that social media has created a natural PVT. So in as much as ECZ do not have announced the results officially, if you are there capturing, some people even go live, some people do videos and share on social media. If it's a Gen 20s that they'll share or things like that, at least we shall see to say this is what has gone on this side and that side and that side as we wait for the official notification. So voting was not where it started and ended. This is one of the most critical times. When I was moving around today just to see what was going on, I was hearing all sorts of things. No, there's a pen when you vote, the ink. No, guys, please. There was that ink story in 2011, and I would think that Zambia by now, people have matured enough, people have grown enough to not believe such stories. There's no such story. Besides, the same pens that everybody was using, that were in the polling stations, were the pens which everybody was using. So if the opposition are going to use those pens, which the vote will disappear later on, it means even the ruling party are going to use the same pens and the votes will disappear. So you have no one who would have voted, right? So for me, please, let's deal with the real issues, because if we're going to deal with the smoke and leave the fire, we'll blame ourselves later on. So please, let us not deal with the smoke and leave the fire. Let us deal with the fire. And what is the fire? The fire is that right now, the voting has ended. Let us protect the vote. I repeat, our elections are polling station based. If you don't have representation in the polling station, then the elections can be rigged. But as long as you've got people there, trustworthy people that are going to ensure that you have your votes counted, then you are safe. And I repeat, I saw people started saying, mark X, yes, the instructions are marked with an X. But if somebody has marked with a tick, they have put a dot on your candidate, they've put a 1 or whatever, please defend those votes for your candidate. And as long as the mark is in that line, whether it's on the name of the candidate, on the name of the political party, on the face of the candidate, on the symbol, just as long as it's in the line of your candidate, know it's your vote. So let us protect our votes. Let us count. I'm sure you know that Zambia normally has a lot of rejected ballots. So you should know that a lot of people don't know how to vote. A lot don't know how to vote. That's a sad reality that we have to face. But the polling agents, a lot of this lies in your hands. So please don't allow anybody to chase you from the polling station, because you have to be there. And the people also, once you voted, you are being told by the police to leave the polling stations, right? Yes, and you have to leave. But now you have the right to go back and go witness the counting. So please, Zambia, let's go back. Let's witness the counting. Let's have a peaceful election. Let's have an election whereby the results are going to be good enough for everybody, not whereby people are chased from the polling stations and then we start wondering if something happened when people are not there. So to the ECZ, please protect the integrity of the votes, protect the integrity of these elections. And to all the political parties, especially opposition, let's ensure that our polling agents are in the stations right now, in the polling stations, protecting our votes. And the ideal way is to put an X. But if anybody put a tick, put a 1, put a dot, put whatever against your candidate, I repeat, that's your valid vote. Please defend it, so that come tomorrow would have known who it is that the Zambians really wanted to rule them or to govern them between now and the next elections. Thank you so much.